what we see in this indictment, there are 34 individual counts. These are all felony counts. These counts relate to different falsification of business records, and they've charged each of these separately. These are felony charges. So I think in the United States, any criminal charge that subjects you to a loss of your liberty is a serious charge. There's a spectrum here. These are not misdemeanors. And so if you had a misdemeanor, you might be looking at a fine, still again, a criminal case, but a fine. But these are 34 felonies. So there could be jail time associated with this.
Yeah. In how much danger do you think he is?
Looking at the indictment, it's hard to say, but it seems like a strong case. It could be difficult to tie these business records. I think the falsification of the business records is strong. And the challenge will be, can you prove beyond a reasonable doubt that these were intended for this purpose of suppressing these negative stories in order to help his campaign.
Were you surprised that they went for felonies in all cases? Some critics have said these charges could have been treated just as misdemeanours.
As a prosecutor, your strategy would be to charge the highest crime, the most serious crime that you think you can prove, because for instance, if they're again able to prove that these cases, that these business entries were indeed false, then they have satisfied that misdemeanor, and they can have that criminal charge. And then if they're able to tie it to the campaign, that will get you the felony. But it's not unusual. No, it's not unusual to me that they've gathered this evidence. They have the evidence. They believe that they have a case and that they're going to be able to prove these charges. So that would not be out of the ordinary. And I should say that there is precedent in New York State for similar prosecutions. There are at least several other individuals who have been prosecuted based on similar charges.
What do you think the Trump legal team's strategy will be now?
It's difficult to say because what we're hearing, what I heard the prosecution say, we're hearing things like, oh, this is a witch hunt. This is trumped up, for lack of a better word. The state DA shouldn't be interfering or shouldn't be bringing these types of charges when they relate to a federal campaign. But so right now, their strategy just seems to be to deny. In this case, I think it's going to be fairly straightforward as to whether or not the business records were indeed falsified, and the challenge will be the motive as to why the records were falsified.
Do you think there's a possibility that they may try to plea bargain?
And of course, in the United States, over 95% of cases, it's probably even a bit higher than that, the overwhelming majority of criminal cases plead out. There are a lot of reasons for this, just in terms of people, wanting to take a deal, perhaps getting less time if they plead early and don't take the lawyers and the judges and everybody through the entire process. And that's the bargain of it, right? But I think that from what a lot of people are saying, at least from what the former president's attorney has said, he is not likely to take that plea. And I think that we will likely see a trial in this case, as long as the DA's office intends to press this. I think that we would see Donald Trump press this as well.